Good day and welcome grade 8. We are on video 5 of the number system and here we will look at ratio and rate. Remember, this resource is copyright protected. Firstly, let's look at the definition for ratio. Ratio can be used to compare two or more quantities of the same type of object. Let's look at our first example. Nati, Paul and Tim worked in Mr. Sitati's garden. Nati worked for 5 hours, Paul for 4 hours, and Tim for 3 hours. Mr. Sitati gave the boys 600 rand for their work. They should divide the 600 rand among the 3 of them. Now, a person would say, okay, fair, give everyone 200 rand, but you will notice that they worked different amount of hours. So they need to be compensated for the amount of hours that they put in. So firstly, the total number of hours is 12 hours in total. 5 plus 4 plus 3. That is 12 hours. So Nati worked 5 of the 12 hours. Paul worked 4 of the 12 hours. And Tim worked 3 of the 12 hours. So if a person had worked 1 of the 12 hours and there's 600 rand, then the person would qualify for 1 of 12 of the 600 rand. In this instance, Nati qualifies for 5 of 12, Paul qualifies for 4 of 12, and Tim qualifies for 3 of 12 of 600 rand. So, let's look at the information that we have now. We look at this information, 5 parts of 12 of 600 rand. So, Nati will get 250 rand. 4 parts of 12 of the 600 rand. Tim will get 200. Paul will get 200. Then, if you add the two together, you already get 450, so there's only 150 rand left. So that 150 rand will go to Tim. If you had to calculate 3 parts of the 12 parts of 600 rand, you will get 150 rand. So let's see. If we speak in terms of ratio, then Nati to Paul to Tim was worked in the ratio 5:4:3. In total there's 12 parts. So 5 parts of 12, 4 parts of 12, 3 parts of 12. Can you attempt to divide 840 rand into the ratio 3:4? I trust you first added the ratios together to get the total it is out of, so that there's 7 portions in total. So the one will get 3 of the 7 portions of 840, and the other one will get 4 of the 7 portions of 840. 7 goes into 84 12 times, so 120 multiplied with 3, 360. 7 goes in 840, 120 times. 4 is 480. If I add the two together, it must still give me 840. Now we get to a type of sum that always gets the learners tongue-tied. When they say to me, increase 40 in the ratio of 2:3. Remember, it says increase, and the ratio is 2:3. So 40 must be divided by 2 and multiplied by 3. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 multiplied by 3 gives me 60. If I'm going to increase something, I will have to have an improper fraction. Can't be smaller than 1, it must be greater than 1. Therefore, it has to be an improper fraction. So method 2 shows the improper fraction 3 over 2 because I'm increasing it. So 2 goes into 40 20 times. 20 times 3 is 60. Or I say 3 times 40 is 120. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 goes into 126 times. States in the following, decrease 72 in the ratio 4:3. Now very important, when they say decrease, means it must be made smaller. So here I will work with a fraction that is smaller than 1. So working with 4 and 3, 4 over 3 will be 1 1/3, but 3 over 4 will give me 3/4. So that will be smaller than 1. So I divide by 4 and I multiply by 3. So 72 divided by 4 is 18. 18 multiplied by 3 is 54. I hope this is clear. And if there's any questions, feel free to practice this over and over until you get it right. The most important thing, if it's increase, it must be an improper fraction. If it is decrease, it must be a common fraction. Let's look at the definition for rate. Rate can be used to compare two quantities of different types. Remember the previous one was ratio, where it was the same quantity of the same items. A few other common explanations of what rate is. It is the tempo at which something is happening, or commonly known as the speed at which something is happening, or one unit to another unit. Something is expressed, for example, kilometers per hour, meters per second, liters per minute, etc. We describe how much of one unit, for example, price or mass, corresponds to one unit of another quantity, for example, volume or time. For example, the price of the meat is 129 rand 99 per kilogram. So it is cost per kilogram. So we've got two different units of measure. Other examples, kilometer per hour, rand per kilogram, liters per minute, etc. It's always something per is the key here. A car travels a distance of 180 kilometers in 2 hours on a straight road. How many kilometers can it travel in 3 hours at the same speed? So firstly, I want to calculate how much or how far did this car travel in 1 hour. 180 kilometers divided by 2 hours gives me 90 kilometers per hour. I multiply this by 3 and I see the car can travel 270 kilometers. Let us consolidate the two. A ratio is another way to express the part out of 100, for example, percentage. The ratio expresses the numerator to a denominator, fractions. What is the difference between ratio and rate? When we work with ratio, it's generally the same unit of measure. When we work with rate, it's generally two different units of measure. One is expressed to the other. Something per something. Here is the homework to practice what you've learned in this topic. Please press pause before you continue. Try all the sums before you reveal the answers. Trust you have tried on your own, so let's reveal the answers now. Here are the answers to the questions. Remember, you can press pause at any point to ensure that you can mark all your answers. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, please share with your friends. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. This will alert you when new content is uploaded. For further assistance, do not hesitate to contact me. Goodbye.